Once upon a time, in the middle of deep forests, in between Drahanska highland and Boskovice gully, in the region that is called Small Hana, there is a romantic ruin of a castle dominating the whole countryside. This castle is bearing a name of an old Moravian aristocratic family, Boskovice. And how did it begin? According to an old legend, Velen the Fowler offered shelter, food and bath to an old stranger. They were sitting then, and Velen was combing the old man's hair. As his revenge, the old man, who turned out to be an aristocrat, gave to Velen a domain, a title, and a heraldry representing the comb, according to an old legend. The Boskovice family keep gaining and losing the castle. In the middle of the 16th century, though, sell the indebted domain with the castle to the family of Edris of Štiavnica. They were trying to mine gold in the Golden Hill just opposite the castle. It goes to the hands of lords from Zastrizle, who buy it 20 years after and ends up in the Dietrichstein family after marriage. They leave the castle in the 18th century and it begins to decay. They built it by using the stone from the castle at the construction of their new residence. However, there are still remains of relief decoration preserved in the old chambers and cellars of the castle, and also a 30 meters deep wooden well with a treadwheel. Views from the ruin into all directions. Especially the view to the north is enchanting. That's where Ladislav of Boskovice often went when leaving for Moravská Třebová. In the 13th century, a hamlet settles under the castle. For the first time, the towny Boskovice is mentioned in the second half of the 15th century. The period under the rule of Ladislav of Boskovice, a recognized and well-educated aristocrat, meant a bloom for the town. He sets the present shape of the square that is closed with a town hall and gateway at the top end, at the bottom end then closed with a monumental church of St. Jacob. The church has gone through many reconstructions since it was built. The first done by Ladislav Velen in 1500. For example, the original tower was shortened from original 60 meters to present 41 meters. The church conceals tombstones of local rulers. The entrance to the church is a beautifully decorated portal with statues of the prophets. Another historic building in the town is a Church of All Saints. It was built in the 15th century on Romanesque foundations and later reconstructed many times. There used to be a graveyard around it, and today it's a place for rest. In 1849, Boskovice became an official county seat with lots of institutions of district importance. It stayed here until 1959 and enabled the town a great growth. During this period, and in the 20th century in particular, many significant buildings and houses were built. In 1903, the building of Czech Gymnasium Comprehensive School by architect Frey was finished, and also a gymnasium in Sokol Street in 1912. The building of the district authorities from 1930 was designed by Emanuel Straka. The newest site that is under the state protection is a Protestant church, and it was built in 1941. It was financed by the Church of Czech Brothers. Another interesting site is the greenhouse belonging to the Chateau. It was reconstructed in 2002 and became a cultural center of the town. Many cultural and social events take place in the town. One of the most important is the annual 4-day multicultural festival Boskovice in the middle of July. The musical and theatre stages spread around the greenhouse, museum, in the open-air cinema and in the castle as well. The whole season is attractive to tourists who flow to Boskovice in huge numbers. They head for the Chateau in particular. František Xaver of Dietrichstein had the Dominican monastery vacated by Joseph II rebuilt into an aristocrat residence between 1819 and 1826. The chateau belongs to the most beautiful empire buildings in Moravia. The entrance is in fact a carriageway with columns and an astonishing 3-way staircase guarded by ancient heroes. The family of Dietrichstein is reminded here with their heraldry, 2 reversed wine knives. The last owners of the domain were the old French family Mensdorff-Puy, who were handed it back in 1991. The present exposition has been furnished and organized according to the original sketches and plans. Varied colorfulness and vain decorating of the furniture is a typical sign of the empire style. While the ladies in the paintings keep looking out of the windows into enchanting countryside, we have to hurry up. It's closing time and the Lord Mensdorff himself called us here.
Ja was zamknu s tím klíčem. Ano?
Now, for a change, let me invite you to the tops of chimneys to see the town from the bird's perspective.